I would like to direct everybody off of here. They can look at Medical Marijuana Pork Chop AZ on YouTube. I have a vape pen commercial, fourth generation vape pen. My vape pen commercial will come up. On my YouTube channel, it'll show a lot of my working with the homeless in California. There'll be a guy on there that has 9 rings on his deal that I've interviewed that you can see on the internet. You can put Portland pork chop medical marijuana. It's going to show that I gave out 420 pounds of weed on the Burnside Bridge on July 1st, or on the legalization day, June 1st, I believe that was, last year. That I had a van that I was stopped at. I didn't have any driver's license. I didn't have any registration. And I still drove away with my van.
Yeah. Wow. Can you tell me that part again, just about your history in the with the military and how you lost your foot?
Well, I lost my foot. I lost half a foot in the military in Iraq by kicking in a door with a live explosion, taking my foot. We lost 16 people out of 22 people that day.
Is it a booby trap then?
Booby trap door. A woman was screaming for help, and we chased her into a booby trap.
Oh, wow.
And when I hit the door, it was blowing up.
Wow.
There was kids involved and everything else, yes. Very turmoil. You're about the first person that's got it on camera.
Wow.
But it hurts home. I want to cry now.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot of anger. I have a lot of anger with my government. I've been put through a place called Bud Clark Center. I got 10 years off of being on heroin and stuff for being in the military. Got off of that. I got stage 4 cancer and everything in hospice. They stick me in a place called Bud Clark Center, and it's just a legal, full-bred heroin house. I left there, went on the streets to build this bus right here. I built this bus since April. I started on Easter Sunday. I left my van. I boarded my van up in Seattle at a church that I had. Caught a train, very confused. The doctors are wanting to put me on my deathbed. They want to do open heart surgery and put my valve back in, but I've had so many surgeries that if I go, I'm risking my death. They took my leg last year on July 4th. I was running down in Burnside to help a OD guy that was ODing on heroin. I've saved his life 3 times in the last 6 months by giving him a shot. I was headed again. When I got to him, I hit a hole. And I had a half a foot, and I stepped in it. When I stepped in it, all the cancer and stuff rotted my foot, and the bones fell out of my foot. And all I had was just a hole with a bunch of meat in it, and a bunch of bones hanging out. It was pretty fucking gruesome. I left. They took me to the hospital. They took my leg off. I woke up the next morning. 2 days later, I'm in rehab. They take me to rehab. A week later, I go to the doctors. The taxi driver drops me off and breaks my back. And I ended up getting into Bud Clark. I was in Bud Clark for about 3 months. My house was robbed in there daily. People coming in when I'm not around, finding keys. It's just a big mess. I left there, took my van, dropped it up in Seattle, left on the day before Easter, caught me a train with no money, just left in my wheelchair. Went down to the bus station, got me a bus ticket, raised money in Seattle to catch a train, caught a train back to Portland. Oh, while I was up there, I went underneath the jungle. I work at the jungle up in Seattle. I've been up there. They went up when the kid, there was a shooting during the winter time that there was a heroin drug dealer shot by 3 minors. I showed up the day after that to help the homeless deal with such tragedies as it was. When I got there, I was introduced with a newspaper writer with the Seattle Times. Me and him met on the bridge as you go down to enter into the jungle. And we met there, and he goes, "Hi, Pork Chop, how are you?" And I said, "Fine." He goes, "Are you ready for this?" I said, "I'm going to give you a tour." And I took the media down in there and got the media to do a lot of filming. Then when I went through and I explained that the media wanted to hear the truth and everything about it, they said it was acceptable. They let the media in there. Now I'm working with Union Gospel, and we've cleaned up about half of the people down there so far. We've got a lot more to go, but we're halfway through it. And it's a big war. And this war is now developing in Oregon right now, and with the Springwater Trail. And I want the attention brought to the Springwater Trail. I want the attention brought to the jungle of Seattle with these killings that are going on, with people that are innocent. They get caught underneath this bridge, drugs are there, next thing they know they're on drugs. So we got to clean the drugs out of these areas so they got a chance to live. The people that were complaining today during the deal have drug issues. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really funny that the real drug issue people held their ground all the way through. But the one woman that has the worst charges going against her stood up and said I was in the wrong. For me to hear that, then I did something right.
She said that you were in the wrong or in the right?
I was in the right. That I was in the right and she was in the wrong.
I see.
You know, and she knows it. Mm-hmm. And I can understand that. Now it's her turn to come to me and try to make amends. And that's what I think she's trying to do. Because I had a long talk with this sister. This sister's very confused. She was a Mormon. She went to church every day. She prayed 9 times a day. She wore the Mormon stuff. Then she comes out and gets into hippie life, gets into the drugs. The other story tells it's all. Ends up stealing, ends up doing this. She's running around with a sex disease. What is it when you get, they used to be back in the day when you screwed someone and you caught it.
Venereal disease.
Venereal disease. That is very, very contagious and against the law to have sex with anyone without letting them know that they had this disease. And she's going around the world to all these rainbow events spreading the disease.
Wow.
And that's what I don't want. We need to put a break on this stuff. I went to council last night and asked for a council about with her theft and stuff with me. And they told me I had no ground and no leg to stand on to go to the cops. I'm not going to the cops. I am a rainbow. We don't talk with cops. Cops come in and raid me. I don't go to cops. You know, I've been around the bikers. Been around, you know, I hung out with the Dirty Dozen. And they got in it with a war with the Angels. And it was a battle war. There's been a biker war out there. I ride with multiple bikers. But I ride peace and love now with them. And I show them that we don't have to do drugs anymore. And I go to clubs and I sit around and I talk to the chapter about Lord, the God and everything. My higher power. You know, my higher power ain't everybody's higher power. Mine is God grants me the Trinity to accept the change the things that I can and what I will on my own. It's right here on my chest. And ever since I put this on my chest 10 years ago on March 6th on my birthday, this last March 6th I got 10 years clean and sober. I've detoxed over 2,000 people since I've been, and those 2,000 people are still clean and sober today. To have that big of a crowd behind me, and that's why this kid really brings out to my heart, because I did try to help him out. Now he's missing. Now I have the heart like you do. I'm going to chase him down. Kilo, me, and Junior, we're on your team. I'm going to keep going to this, you know. That's what Rainbow's about, coming out here and helping these kids that are screwed up. And I mean, they're screwed up. They come in here and then they get even screwed up more. And then we got to fix them. We don't call the police out here. We get them in the hospitals. We get them into different things, you know. There's guys that kept coming and talking to me like, well, I work with all these people and all these kids. Well, yeah. You're going to tell me you never get mad, you never get angry because of what their stupidity around you? It's like this. I loaded this bus up on Hawthorne. I went there 2 days before we came up here, and I found all the kids, and I said, a bus is going to the Rainbow Gathering, bring $20 and you get on the bus. Donate for food money, whatever, cigarettes, eat money on the way up, because we don't cook on the way up. We usually buy them something. The kids show up with $10. And I said, that's not enough. We got to have a full tank to go. I put half in and you fill it up. So they came up with $30. I put the $30 in the tank and I said, okay, we'll go. We drove up to the American Food Bank up on 110th and Halsey. There was a food bank there, and we slept there the night. We got up in the morning. I walked in the food bank and I said, on the Hawthorne bus, I'm going to a Rainbow event. Well, we don't give the Rainbow because they have to pay for their food. And that's why they didn't want to give it out, because Rainbow is considered a bunch of hood rats. Then I explained to the guy that I got a nonprofit. I explained that we go there and we educate these people about getting off of drugs. We get, you know, we medicine. The sisters talked to them. The sisters came all down to me and said, you ain't going nowhere, even before the meeting happened. You're not going anywhere, brother. You're going to stay right here. Other brothers came down. They said the same thing. You know, it's just a bunch of corruption, and that's what it's about. Now, I'm leaving tomorrow. I will be going to court. After I'm at court, I will be at the mayor's office on Wednesday talking about putting this bus full-time at a shelter feeding vegan food.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Would you mind just telling me again what kind of cancer it is that you have?
I got stage 4 throat cancer, colon cancer, pancreas cancer, brain cancer, Agent Orange, and some kind of an asbestos, because I was in asbestos removal of all the asbestos in all the schools and stuff in the early 70s and 80s.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.
I just want to say peace and love to all the Rainbow family that are watching this. If you ain't Rainbow, we still love you. We don't leave anybody out of our pack. Pork Chop 503.